When we met the last time, we spent a lot of time talking about your project and your characters, which were all very interesting.
Right.
One of the things that we didn't really touch on was the degree to which you embody all the artists, and you have produced artwork in the vein of each of your characters, which is available on your website, which is very impressive. And you actually have also written some music particular to your characters, and
Right.
we're going to start with that today.
Okay. Yes, well, the theme song is called John and Quan, and so that was just a startup. There's some other music, there's various types of music that we need for the project. One is guest spot music, and that's just when you hear in the background a song, like let's say if the story goes into an abstract question about, let's say, the environment or something, and maybe you want to use Bob Dylan's Blowing in the Wind to kind of set the mood. And so those are like guest spot songs. But then you have incidental music, you have signature music, and you have your theme song. The theme song is basically playing when you're doing your introduction and have all the little visuals recapping what the story is about. But of course, I can't do it. We need someone, who's really excellent performer to do it, and especially for a theme song, because it's going to play probably for a year anyway, and then we'll need to do something fresh for the second year.
So what I find one of the fascinating aspects of your project is all the different hats that you have to wear to pull this project together.
Right.
So you are a songwriter, you're the playwright, you are the artist in multiple respects, because you, as I mentioned earlier, you have created a artistic portfolio for each of the characters.
Right.
Who's an artist in this little adventure that you've defined. And you've got, I don't know, half a dozen or a dozen artists where you've created a distinct artistic portfolio for each one, which is pretty impressive.
Right. Well, that's part of their story, and of course, their story. Actually, we're going to improve on that. Because some of that art is placeholders, especially the art for Crow's brother. I want to have more, obviously, shamanic art involved there. He is a medicine man, and I have some art which is okay, and it deals, abstractly with psychic things. And of course there's the photographs of the paintings that he does on people, because when he does a spirit walk with someone, he's painting their face and sometimes their body, because that prepares them, for stepping off of their human avatar and entering into the spirit world with him as their guide. And so, there are artists, and, who I will rope in. And I already have one. I have a friend who does a lot of sailboats and stuff. I'm using his art for Zoe, the character Zoe, because she's a sailing person who lives on an island and on sailboats. And so I will try to rope in more artists and their work. And of course, musically also, in the same way. There's other artists that I will invite to I know this one guy, Joe Ruffini, he's a band leader and composer and drummer. Well, he plays everything. He's one of these, he plays guitar, bass, and everything, but he's done a lot of experimental music, which would be good incidental music, and like as a drummer, I can sit down with them, with the reel and say, well, here, we need to sort of do this or that, and he can just do it, and then that's the foundation for adding a little bit more.
So you're also wearing the hat of talent scout. You're also wearing the hat of executive director. You're also wearing the hat of promoter and grant writer, and so it's an awful lot.
It is. But the thing is that I have to win this war, and the only way I'm going to win it is by winning people as I'm winning the war. In other words, a war always starts with a small core of people who believe in something. And I use the imagery of a war because it takes that kind of commitment. In other words, no one starts a war, unless they feel they absolutely have to. And having made movies before where I did everything, where I was the director, the cameraman, the sound man, and everything, it feels like a war after a while. But it does get done. At any time when anyone starts feeling a little frustrated, I said, just remember, everything in this world is finite. Whatever problem you have, it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. So you focus on that and find your way through the middle to the end, and it will all work out.
And that's actually a nice metaphor for sort of the hero's journey, which is at the heart of your stories.
Right.
So it all kind of comes together in that respect.